Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Wow, it has really been quite long since I've said that. It's strange. Yeah, but for context, I am one of the hosts for After School Writers, a love life writing podcast. Yeah, and it's with 4 other hosts in there. So, but at first I was the one that hosted, like, said this introductions kind of thing. But then I stopped it around June or July 2021, around there. And then I just let Dias took everything over. So yeah, so that's pretty much why I haven't said that. And yeah, that's pretty much the context for that. Yeah, you probably thought this podcast is pretty much dead. Well, it is dead. It is kind of dead because I haven't really been touching it since March 2021. Yeah, this podcast has been quite long since I've gotten back to it, and I've always been thinking if I should really go back to doing this or not, because I really wanted to do a podcast, kind of. It's just that I never really had the time, the motivation or the drive to even do it. You know, this podcast was used to be called Birb's Nest. If any one of you have ever listened to the past previous episodes before, there used to be another host with me usually, but yeah, we are acquaintances now, so we don't really talk about that anymore, honestly, right? Yeah, so you know, the reason why I came back to do this podcast again is because I just want to express my thoughts, you know, my stuff that I like to do, because I usually don't do that on Twitter, because it will cause a lot of drama and stuff. So I prefer to do it in the form of a podcast talking, and I just wanted to, you know, continue this podcast some way. So, you know, it's just more like a longing to kind of do this kind of thing again. I think back then when I did this podcast for 4 episodes, it was pretty fun, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty good thing. I found it quite interesting that I had this premise for the podcast. So I kind of want to do it again, but you know, as much as the you know, like how bad of a stigma doing a podcast gives, you know, I still want to continue doing this, because this I just want to kind of do this podcast, you know. It's a kind of want, yeah. And even if no one really listens to this, you know, this can be a thing for me to look back 10 years after and see whether I've changed or anything. You know, it's fun to always look back at your past stuff and be like, wow, yeah, you know, I've changed a little bit here and there, right? So, yeah. And you know, I do want to continue this podcast. So, you know, if there are any guests that wants to kind of join in for a guest spot, I guess, then I would be appreciated. Yeah, that would be really appreciated, you know. Yeah. For now, this is not called Birb's Nest. I'm still thinking of a name, a more general name. Well, this is because Birb's Nest is more of a love life centered kind of thing. Birb being Kotowi, because I like Kotowi, right? So that time, me and this host, we were really good. I mean, we were really big Kotowi fans, so that's why we call this Birb's Nest, with a recommendation from one of our friends. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get down to the details of this podcast and what I want to talk about today. Let me introduce myself first. I am Fallen, Noah, or Hexagon Cube. You can call me any one of these 3 names. And I am a writer, and I am a gamer too. That's pretty much it. To give you a background of this podcast was for, like, me to understand people better. So I like to understand my guests better as usual. You know, it's more of a very fun, casual conversation. Sit down and we ask each other questions, that kind of stuff. And usually, if there's like guests, we can even ask the guests some questions, and the guests can ask ask us some questions, and so we get to know each other better through our own personal preferences on stuff and our likes and dislikes kind of thing. And so I kind of like this podcast, to be honest, and thought this idea would be interesting. Yeah, that's more about the more or less the history for the podcast, right? So as I said, the podcast name is going to be changed, and I'm just going to be the only host for this podcast going forward, or if just for this episode, because maybe I might not do anymore, maybe I might, who knows. It really depends on the amount of time I have, and if people really want to get onto this, Okay, so let's ask ourselves some questions. So this is the first section where the host will ask like general questions, and then everybody will answer. So this is the general questions that I'm gonna answer, right? So the first question here is, what have I been up to? Well, quite a lot of stuff, honestly. First of all, I'm in uni now, compared to 2019 or 2021 when I did this. I was at my last year of college, but now I'm in uni. So that's pretty much the real life aspect for my stuff. And then new interests. I have a lot of new interests these days. First of all, I've got into this new franchise called Bang Dream, or what other people call it as Bandori. I kind of like Bang Dream a lot, to be honest. I think more than Love Life now, honestly, because I don't know, because this Bang Dream has really helped me throughout my tough times and stuff. And I feel the story is really more compelling, and I like Poppy Party a lot. Poppy Bar for sure. Next up, I have been buying a lot of merchandise these days. I've been asking my friends like left and right on how to get certain merchandises, because usually last time I would get whatever I could get from my local anime stores, which are not a lot, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you, they don't sell a lot either. So it's really a pain when I get to see other people have stuff that I want but I couldn't get because my local stores don't sell them. So now my friends have taught me stuff like, there's online websites such as like CD Japan and Mercari, that kind of stuff. So everybody really it's been easier to get stuff, and I've been introduced to a whole new world of like Japan stuff. Let's say Tenso. Tenso is a shipping delivery kind of service where you can buy stuff from Japan and have them send it to the warehouse of Tenso, and then Tenso will consolidate and then send it to the country that I'm living. So which is, I think that's pretty fantastic, honestly. That's a pretty good thing. Ever since I learned that, I think I've bought a lot of Love Life merchandise, more than I could ever imagine, and a lot of books, a lot of like those magazines of voice actors. I think one of them was the Seiyu magazine that contained Emi Nita in it, but I don't really know the exact name of the thing. So yeah, these days there's been more stuff on my cupboard, on my table. A lot more merchandise. And then writing definitely. Writing has always been a core part of me. I've never changed it at all, never changed that hobby of mine ever. In fact, it's like one of my favorite hobbies. So a lot of the new stuff ever since I've last left this podcast at, first of all, I've written Soldier Game. This is a love life alternate universe action thriller fanfic. So yeah, as you can tell from the title, it's the Soldier Game trio, Ellie, Maki, Umi, who became a group of vigilantes just to try and take down a crime syndicate in Tokyo. Because they are sick and tired of the police not doing anything for the city, for the justice of the victims that died, kind of stuff. So that's pretty much the summary for the thing. I've written 42 chapters for that and a side story for it too. So it's like, yeah, I'm pretty proud of it, honestly. I think that's my best work up to date, better than like the previous few works that I've did. Definitely, this took me 2 years to write it out, which is really, really crazy. But nonetheless, I think all the support that I've been receiving from this fic and all, it really, like, it makes me happy, and I'm really thankful for everyone who either read it, kudos it, commented it, or even like just told me, encouraged me to keep on going, to write this finish. It's crazy. And now I have a sequel. It's called Soldier Game Renegade. Well, obviously it's still Eri Makiumi trying to take down a new villain with the help of new allies. So honestly, I'm still working on that. There's a few chapters up, both on Archive of Our Own and Wattpad, because that's the only two writing platforms I will ever use, probably. And I hope that whoever reads the sequel, will kind of like it, or not. A read is fine too. I just write for the fun, because I like it. I like to express my story ideas into words, so that because keeping it in my brain will be pretty painful, and I hate that. Sometimes the ideas will just disappear, and I'll be like, what, God? That's like, God, yeah, it's just I cannot get it back. So I don't mind if people don't really like it, or people don't really see it a lot, as long as I feel that I enjoy writing it, then it is the best and the happiest for me. Of course, it will be good if I have support for that. If people really like it, I'll be grateful for it, right? So the next stop I have was reviews. Yeah, I know I've never said this in the past podcast or anywhere. I've never said this anywhere before. I did reviews, and it's public. It's just I've never really promoted it, because for me, I think that's not really necessary. I prefer people reading my fics. I mean, not to say that my reviews aren't good. It's just I feel that the reviews I've written are pretty good. It's just that I think, if people discover it, then that's good for them. I don't want to really promote it. That's not the main promotion that I want to have. I want to promote more of my fanfics than my reviews. But I did a lot of reviews lately, and it's my 7th anniversary since I started reviewing media. Let's say movies, TV shows, and games, kind of things. So I've been really supportive. I've been really thankful for the support that everyone has given in the reviews, because I've never thought that people would actually read it though. I'm not gonna lie, I just wanted to read it out because I like to shit on things sometimes. It's really fun. It's really fun. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? And I don't think I'll be stopping it for the time being at all. I won't be stopping it anytime soon in the near future. I'll continue writing reviews as much as I will continue writing my fanfics or my original fics. It's a fun thing to write. That's what I feel. In other news, I have a voiceover video. Wow, it is the first time I did a voiceover video for one of my YouTube videos, and it's the Bandori Cafe that came in July this year, earlier this year, basically July. So it came to Singapore, right? So I went to try it out, the whole menu in the cafe, and then I gave my review and my thoughts on it. So I do hope you check it out though. Yeah, I think I'm pretty proud of that video. The video has gotten a big amount of support. I feel, to me, it's big. It's really big, because I've always posted like gameplay videos and gacha videos. It has never been quite blowing up as much as this. At least it's been getting more views and likes than the majority of my videos. So, you know, just want to thank everyone for watching the video. If you have watched it, liked it, you know, I really want to thank each and every one of you. You know, and of course, trying out the menu at the cafe. I mean, everything on the menu, which it was a pretty fun experience, to be honest. It was a really good experience. I wouldn't do it again, I think, unless there's something special that I feel that I should do it again. And if I were to do it again, it's probably the Bang Dream Cafe. It's probably gonna be another Bang Dream one for sure, because I wouldn't be doing any other stuff, you know. Next up is the voice actress parts. So yeah, besides like liking voice actress now, because I've been taking a new step of interest towards voice actress. I've been liking voice actress right now, and I'm beginning merchandises of them. So like I said before just now, Amy Nita is one of my favorite voice actress to get. And then I still have Amane Nesu or Amane Shindo. And this one very important person, and my favorite seiyuu so far would be Sumire Yusaka or Sumipei. You know, she's my favorite voice actress of all time, I think. I mean, obviously, yeah, right? Because I feel that her voice is really good, and of course she looks very pretty, for sure. And for me, I had the very majestic, wonderful opportunity to meet her last year at AFA 2023 for the meet and greet, which is really, really surreal. Thinking about it, it's crazy still, because never once in my life would I ever thought that I would have won a chance to meet my favorite voice actress. You know how crazy that sounds? It's like meeting your favorite singer or your favorite actor or something like that, you know. You go shambles in screams, you know. I was just fangirling, but in a boy version, you know. It's crazy. And for the sign session, we got the Alia sometimes speaks in Russian, that anime, Roshidere anime. Yeah, but we got the volume 1 of the book in complete English and signed by both Sumipei and the author San. Yeah, and then Sumipei, so when we had to go up to sign, right, for them to sign, I had to write my Chinese name. No, you just have to write your Japanese name, sorry. You have to write your Japanese name there, or whatever name you want the voice actress to sign on. So I wrote my Chinese name, and she said it was cool. You had no idea how crazy I went, and that was a wonderful moment to hear, man. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I think I hope I could meet more voice actors along the way, you know, especially like Emi Nita and Amane Shindo. You know, if I could really meet them, that would be fantastic. And of course, last year the AFA, it was yeah, I mean Amane Shindo came, but I didn't get to meet her because I was queuing for a cosplayer. So yeah, and I didn't get her signature either from the raffle. So pretty. It's a bad luck, but I mean I will even it out with the Sumipei one, so it's pretty good. I think Sumipei one makes it like way luckier. So no, I think I'm way too lucky for this. And I did more stuff like 3 days of AFA. So basically I went for the whole event, the whole duration. So yeah, this was me wanting to try out what it feels like to go for 3 days of AFA, because I've never really done that before. The last time I went was AFA 2022. That was the very first one I did, and I really wanted to try what all 3 days feel like. Expensive, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's very expensive. My bank account cried that night, every night, even now. It's really crazy, you know. yeah, it's that's that's pretty much all the biggest stuff I've been up to, you know. So the next question is, what has changed over the years? Well, I've mentioned a few of them before, like the previous question. But it will be more of, I love seiyus more now. Definitely, for sure. Hold up. Okay, I'm sorry. Had to clear my throat. But anyways, I love more seiyus now. Definitely. I jump out of LL to Bandori. Yeah, it was a big jump, honestly. But I still like both franchises, don't get me wrong. I still like both franchises. Just now I'm more concentrated on Bandori and Popipa more than Love Live and Muse. And then I started playing Bandori and Project Sekai, all the rhythm games, you know, the fun rhythm games that sometimes give me, you know, PTSD for just not, you know, full comboing or perfecting a map, and even more PTSD from horrible gacha pulls. But I think over the years I've really gotten, like, I would say I gotten pretty good at the tapping, the rhythm aspect of the game. Honestly, I've kind of FC'd a lot of 28s in Bandori, and I've even FC'd Monogatari SP, which is a feat that kind of very little people did, and I did it with thumbs. So yeah, imagine, you know, how proud I am of myself for this. Yeah, you know, not to prep my own horn, something like that, you know. And then there's more merchandise now. Of course, I own more merchandise now than before. And you know, I used to spend a lot on in-app purchases, but now I spend a lot more on real merchandise. This is, I feel that I'm matured more now, because I feel that in-app purchases for games, the games might just die one day and you wouldn't even know, right? I've spent quite a lot for Love Live School Idol Festival All Stars. Yeah, it was a game I loved dearly to my heart, even though the gacha rates were shit. But I think, you know, at the end of the day, the game is a really fun game that had a lot of thinking required, which is really fun, because you know you need to like think, oh, you know, maybe Fast 2 Kana can boost appeal, you know, so this song needs appeal and healing, so I need to put a healer somewhere. I need to change strategies after that, you know. It's a really fun game for thinking, but it just got way overhead with its difficulty and gacha cards, which is crazy. So like I said before, CFA's closed, and that was when I realized that, you know, I could have blown that money that I spent on the game into like something real that I could own, that even if it were to be discontinued one day, I still have this item with me. So that's why now I've been spending lesser on games, because really it's the feeling of, you know, the game might just die one day, who knows, right? But let's say I have this you know, the Popping Party plushes that recently came out. I just gotten them, right? But if they discontinue the making, like the production of them, I still have the plushies in my possession, correct? Because I already bought it, I've already received it, and even if next time they stop the production, it's in my hands. So that's why I feel, you know, it's more important to, you know, it's money wise safer to do to purchase real merchandise compared to the in-app purchases. And yeah, and after that I had longer reviews. So usually last time when I write my reviews, it was about maybe estimated an average of 5 to 8 minutes, with a few special ones going above 10. But now, like recently, I've did a lot of 10, 11 minutes and above kind of reviews. It's because now I'm more accustomed to writing reviews, so I just want to express more of my thoughts out and include some of few jokes here and there, right? Okay, so there's a bonus for this. Yeah, you know, I wanted to talk about this quite some time ago. The Animal Kaiser review that I did back last year April. Yeah, I did Animal Kaiser review back last year April, and I didn't expect it to get so many reads. Right now, I'm gonna check my stuff, and currently my Animal Kaiser review has about, I'm checking my Medium stats right here. It has about 360 views. That's crazy, right? It has beaten the whole of, like my 2019 episode of Tom and Jerry had 332 views in 2019, by the way, and a 2023 review oversaw it like crazy. And I was confused and happy at the same time. I was happy because wow, it's getting a lot of views, a lot of people are reading it, right? But then I realized, why did Animal Kaiser, or how is Animal Kaiser getting this famous, or why am I getting a lot of reads for Animal Kaiser more than like some other stuff here like Brawl Stars and Avengers? So for me, I'm quite curious about Animal Kaiser popularity, because for me, my childhood, I grew up playing Animal Kaiser, and they kind of discontinued the machine since about 2018, 19, around that area. They stopped appearing in local arcades and stuff, and I was deeply sad because I had a lot of cards. I'm not gonna lie to you, I had way too many cards. I played a lot. It's more like every time I get to the arcade, that's the first thing I would play. And now it's gone, and I'm pretty sad about it. So my motivation for this Animal Kaiser review was basically because a YouTuber by the name of Kaiser Fu did this Animal Kaiser review. He reintroduced Animal Kaiser and what made it so popular and engaging, and then I was like, yeah, I kind of want to do that kind of review too, because Animal Kaiser has impacted my life. It is a part of my childhood, part of me growing up. It will never be lost media as long as I remember it in my brains, and I have the cards to prove it too. So it's more like I really wanted to just talk about Animal Kaiser and stuff. It's very popular in Asia countries last time, like Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan. Yeah, I mean, because Japan is the origins, right? So it's more like it's everywhere at one point in time, and it just died down afterwards because of the same gimmick. It's always the same thing. You press two buttons and wait for the result. Yeah, that's what got it boring, and it's pretty sad to see such a fun game go. And of course, this one, it's also luck, because whatever cards you get is just, sometimes it might be good, sometimes it might be bad, unless you have the card sequence paper. Yeah, back then you can cheat the game with systems, which is crazy. With like, the people have somehow they knew the sequence of the cards coming out, and then they will post it online, and everybody will print it out and wait for the people who don't know about the card sequence to play, and then they'll be like, oh, can I play this round? And then they'll get like a pretty goddamn strong card, which is crazy. Back then it was a craze. But I've heard that there's a new reboot for the Animal Kaiser machine. Yeah, it's a reboot. But what's the worst part? The worst part is that the cards are all the same, right? They are all the same. If you compare the new Animal Kaiser machine cards and the old one, version 1 of Animal Kaiser, they're both exactly the same. But I can't use the old Animal Kaiser cards to play on the new Animal Kaiser machine. I have to use the specific new cards with the same picture, same stats, same everything except the back. The back is different. That's pretty much it. And just because of the back, I can't use the old cards. I have to play with the new cards, even though they are doing exactly the same thing. I don't know. Like, to make it simpler for you guys to understand, let's say I have a Sifas Honoka card, right? Fast 1 Honoka, okay, and then when the game, so Sifas dies, let's say Sifas comes out again, a reimagined new version, and you think, okay, maybe because I have my old previous account progress and it's the same game, just that it reopened, so I can just like put in my old account info to the new account and it would bring back all my stuff, right? No, it doesn't. That's the same thing as this Animal Crossing thing, which is crazy. And honestly, it's such a piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie. They just want to get more money, or they don't know how to do all this kind of stuff of integrating old cards into the new formats. It's crazy. But I mean, so far the new Animal Crossing machine hasn't popped up in my country or my local arcades at all. But if they do, I'm looking forward to playing them. I would probably play like 1-2 games just to bring back the memories, the nostalgia for it. Alright, the third question here. What is my latest guilty pleasure? Well, this one's very easy. Buying merchandise. Straightforward. I've been buying a lot of merchandise. Quite a lot. The most recent stuff I got, or I'm getting, is a Arisa Ichigaya acrylic stand from the Divide Unite set or concert. Yeah, and it has the voice actress Ayasa Ito's comment on the stand. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but that's really it's quite a price. It's quite a price. Whew, it's quite a price. What is your most random impulse buy? Well, I had collected Wii Squads cards, if you know what Wii Squads is, or WS for short form. I played Wii Squads for quite some time, and I got into QQ. So yeah, I forgot to talk about it. I've gone into Quintessential Quintuplets. Favorite girl is Itsuki. I like Quintessential Quintuplets because that also gave me a really good, watching. Like this anime really helped me during my times in army. So I really love it. So yeah, so QQ has been a really big part of mine too. I have a whole cupboard dedicated to QQ figurines. So I think that's very impulsive because usually in Kujis, QQ has Ichiban Kujis, which is really crazy because yeah, I've spent a lot of money on Ichiban Kujis for QQ, and the only set for so basically I had this crazy thinking of I want to get the figures, but I don't want to buy them off carousel. Ichiban Kuji sounds like a nice lottery winning. At the end of the day, you're still getting a prize, and if you finish the set, or you buy the last ticket, you get the last prize. So what's there not to like for Ichiban Kuji, right? So my most random impulsive buy was the very first set I bought for QQ. So they had it was the best holiday set. They had the Ichika, Miku, and the Itsuki figure, and I was like, you know what? I'll just buy it. I'll just buy it until I get the Miku figure. Because before I even watched QQ, this when I bought this Ichiban Fuji set, it was before I watched QQ. Yeah, it's crazy. Usually people buy only after they like watch the anime and like a certain character, then they go for the Kuji. I'm built different. I just go straight for it before I even watch it, which is crazy. But back then I had Miku as my favorite before I ever started watching. I mean, Miku was like everyone's favorite because she was cute. She looks cute. She's voiced by the legendary Miku Ito, and all around she's like the popular character. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll go for Miku because the best holiday Miku figure looks good too. And then I went for everything. I went for like almost like I've almost finished the whole S board. That's how bad it is, because I almost finished the whole S board. And up to now, if I go back to the store again, it's still the same as I left it. Because people don't really want, like, when people play Ichiban Kuji, they just want the figures. The figures is like the most prominent part of the set, of any Ichiban Kuji set. Unless there's like some other, like, boards or wall scrolls. Those are something people might want too, but the main thing people want is figurines, right? So I took away all their figurines, and so it has always been the same. They still have that set from last year. Nobody's willing to buy out the whole set. So yeah, it's funny saying that. It's really funny saying that. It's crazy. But let me tell you, when you draw the Ichiban Kuji ticket and you get the figure, it's really a happy feeling. So but spend responsibly, guys. Spend responsibly. Don't be like me. Just because I work, and that's why I work. That's why I get the money to buy this kind of things. But if you don't have enough money, don't even think of trying this. Just save up and buy the figure straight from resellers. It would be so much better. Trust, it would be. So what's the worst movie I've seen? This is the next question. Wow, the worst movie I've seen. I'm thinking about it, honestly. I don't really think I can find a movie that's that bad that I feel like it wasted my money. Yeah, some of the movies are just very disappointing, but they're not like really bad. They're not bad. They're just underwhelming, I would say. But okay, I feel the worst movie I've seen so far would be Cats. Yeah, Cats. I think Cats is the worst movie I've seen so far. Yeah, it's just a horrible mishmash of I don't know what in there. You might think because I'm a Michael Bay hater, I would say that Transformers The Last Night is the shittiest movie ever. I think Cats takes the place because I don't know what the fuck the directors are even thinking in Cats. It contains some of the biggest stars in the movie: Jennifer Hudson, Taylor fucking Swift, and it still sucks like ass, right? I mean, if you have watched the movie, I'm sure you would have agreed with me. I mean, you know what? Let me search up the movie. I just want to see, there's even Idris Elba in this. Idris Elba is one of the coolest actors, and he got dragged into this. So there's even Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo? Yeah. Okay, yeah, right, okay, yeah. You know what? Never mind. This movie is just ass. It's just straight down the bottom. Yeah, that's the worst movie I've seen. The second one comes to Transformers The Last Night. That was, again, very bad, very disappointing, horrible. Yeah, never direct another Transformer movies again, Michael Bay. Never, ever do it. What is the best thing you've read in the past 5 years? Wow, that's a very good question. I've never read a lot of books, but you know what? I read fanfics. Okay, yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit that I read fanfics. I mean, I'm a fanfic writer. What the fuck do you expect me to read, right? So, for me, I think that there is a lot of stuff that are pretty good. Excluding my works. I'm just crazy. I love my works a lot. For me, I would say the best thing I've read thus far was, I'm sure it was a fanfic, but I kind of don't know which fanfic I want to go with. There's a few. One point of time, my friend wrote for me a angsty fic, a really angsty fic, and for my birthday. Yeah, thank you, Zumi. So nice of you to write me a very heartbreaking fic. a nice person you are, right? Nice, good writer. I'm just joking. You know, it's good. It's really good. It's just I got, yeah. It's a crazy sad story. Best thing I've read. I probably don't really know what thing I've really written. Yeah, I cannot really tell you. So then I'll just go with the angsty fake. Because that's a pretty good read, right? That's a really good read. There was also one Hono Maki fake. So it's Honoka X Maki from Love Life. There was this one very good Honoka Maki fake that I've read, which was fantastic too, honestly. So yeah, props to that too. That one's really good too. I'm pretty sure I've heard that before. Like I've commented on it before. The author knows it. You know, yeah. Next up is, what is my favorite movie of all time? Wow. Yeah. Wow. Pretty subjective. I got like maybe 2-3 options. I would say number one is John Wick 4. I feel John Wick 4 is really fantastic, and it contains a lot of my favorite actors, such as like Keanu Reeves, Donnie Yen, and then we have the guy that acts as the main villain. I forgot who the guy is. He's the guy that played the clown It in the movie. He played Pennywise. Can't remember what that guy name is, but he's a pretty good actor. I kind of like him too. And we have Hiroki Sanda, which is crazy to see, like a lot of legends in the same film. Crazy. It's really crazy. The next one I would say is Perfect Blue. Honestly, this movie still blows my mind up to this day. It has never been the same since I understood the movie. Of course, when I watched it for the first time, I was pretty blurred, but with a few more watches, I realized what Satoshi Kon was trying to tell us, and it's crazy. I couldn't look at it the same way again. It's a product of its time. Okay, wait, no, that's kind of wrong to say that. It's a really good movie that predicts the future. Yeah, it is really good, because up to this day, idol culture is still as toxic as ever. It's really crazy. So Perfect Blue is the perfect representation of Japanese idol culture, and you know, wow, a movie created in 1998 can predict something that is in about almost 30 years in the future, which is crazy. It's crazy. And the last one would be the Seikano movie. Okay, yeah, this one's a no-brainer. So far, Seikano movie has been really nice to me. At least I like the Seikano movie. It follows the light novel, but no, I still like the movie. I think the movie really brings out a lot of stuff, and the epilogue, the after credits kind of thing, it's the original content that we never got in the light novel. It's only in the movie, and it's freaking good. I like, and I have a bias against, like, I have a bias towards Seikano, because Seikano is one of my favorite franchises. Although it might be taken over by Bang Dream very, very soon, but I think Seikano is still one of the best franchises I've seen, besides the fan service. Okay, let's not just throw away the fan service part, the game creating part, the problems that they have, you know, the problems that Blessing Software members have, you know, especially the season 2 Utaha and Ariwi versus Tomoya situation. That is one of the biggest wows that I had in like my life, because I'm watching that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So the next one is, what is next on my bucket list? So as I've just said, I've said it like way start here in the podcast, that I went to 3 days AFA, and I met a seiyu before, and I've even tried everything in the menu in a cafe, right? So my next thing on the bucket list is going to a concert. I've never gone to a concert before at all. I've really never been to a concert before. I've seen live streams, but being in a concert is different from seeing the live streams. Am I right? So I really want to be in the seats of the concert, screaming to the singer or the band that I like. And it just so happens that I have applied for the Poppin Party's 10th anniversary concert in Nippon Budokan. I applied for the most premium seats, of course. That's for sure. I just want to be one of the front few people to see the action, see the whole band playing. It's crazy. It will be surreal. I hope I win. I really hope I do. I don't want to go to general sales, because sitting at the back, I mean, it's a concert after all. I'd be happy with anything, but obviously, if I would, I prefer sit at the front. It's more expensive. Yeah, it is. But it's it's the concert that I want to go. It's the first concert that I want to go, and it's the first concert that I'll be going if I could. Like if the tickets does not screw me up. So in that case, I'll be like, any seat is fine. Honestly, just going to a concert would be really good, really good. Right. So yeah, that's the next thing on my bucket list. So what goal do I want to accomplish for the next few years? That's the next question. I want to graduate uni. That's the very first thing. I want to have a degree, for sure. I want to, because uni, it can be very expensive for school fees, and let's not like waste money just to retake. That would be very not good. I would prefer to work hard and relax later, that kind of stuff. And then the next few goals that I want is to finish Soldier Game 2 and get my gear starting on Soldier Game 3, as well as the Seikano rewrite that I stopped abruptly halfway, which is crazy. Yeah, because a writer always has so many plans and so many plots, but never writes it out. It's a writer's struggle. Trust. It's a writer's struggle every time. It's just like that. There's so many drafts that never come to fruition because we are too lazy to write it out, and it takes too much time. So yeah, that's pretty much the next few goals. And then of course, the next few goals I want is to meet another seiyu, preferably one of my favorites, and probably stay in Japan. I hope I could, but it's a tough life there, I've heard, so I'm still considering on that. But meet my seiyus, get more merchandise, I guess. A lot of their goals are up there, and just have a healthy life going forward, a fruitful and healthy life. That's what I really want. What was the best decade for music? 2010s. Of course, I wouldn't say 2000s, because honestly, that isn't really a lot of the music I listen to. I listen more to the 2010s, the Bruno Mars, the old Taylor Swift, the Pink, all that kind of stuff. The older, it sums up a lot of my stuff and my childhood. Like, one song I could clearly remember was Vitamin C's Graduation, or American Author's Best Day of My Life. That's one of the songs my school always plays. It's crazy. It's the two songs my school always love to play. And it got stuck in my head so much that now I've associated it with school, so it's nostalgic, honestly. So 2010's music are really nostalgic, so that's why I feel that that's the best decade for music. And speaking of music, everybody loves to shit on this one song that just came out recently. I think you've all heard of it. It goes like this: from the screen to the ring to the pen to the king. Yeah, it's KSI's Thick of It. honestly, I don't think the song's that bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's just very cringy. Yeah, it's very cringy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really think that it's a good song. To be honest, I wouldn't listen to it, like, at all. Like maybe once a month, I guess, to remind myself of why this song sucks, and then I'll just go back to listening it. Okay, well, it does not suck that bad. I've heard worse music than this, you know. It's just that Thick of It isn't really the best music KSI has put out ever. I prefer Low, the one that coupled with this song. Yeah, because Thick of It is really, it's really not that great. Yeah, I'll give it like a 3 or 4 out of 10 for that. It's bad. Even 3P's Red feature can't even save that shit. It's, yeah, I could see why people are hating the song, not because, like, you know, the majority of them are hating not only because he's cringy, but it's because he was a crybaby towards Dan TDM, who, like, he had a beef with, because Dan TDM said one tweet about their company and then he went ape shit over that, and he's still going on up to today. But props to him, he's taking all this hate in stride. After his song got into the US Hot 100, Billboard Hot 100 at 84. If I'm not wrong, that's his highest entry, because the last song that came in was Lose featuring Lil Wayne, and even though that was a very serious song and that was a very nice song, I can't lie to you, that was a really good song. But yeah, it didn't beat the I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows, that kind of shit. It's funny. I don't know, man. I just feel that he kind of deserves the hate for the song, because the song was really bad, but not to an extent of, like, you know, people really shitting on it like that. It's crazy. Like, you know, people can dislike the song, and I feel that it's really good. Like, I mean, as in, I feel it's reasonable to not like the song, because it's really cringe. But man, the amount of dislikes this thing got, it's crazy. It's really crazy. But yeah, Thick of It, pretty bad. Pretty bad. But yeah. So I've come to the end of the general questions. So yeah, that was pretty much the thing I want to say for today. Everything that I wanted to say for this at all. So basically, usually how the podcast would actually go is that like, if I have a guest, me and the guest would answer general questions, and then the second section would be the host, me, asking the guest questions, and then the guest asking me questions. So if this podcast were to ever continue, I wanted to change the format for the podcast. So the first section would be a topic that we can discuss together, you know, any topic, and then we can just branch out from there. And then the second section can be, you know, the same as the original podcast. Basically, the host and guest ask each other questions, something like that. Yeah, so I think I've come to the end of this podcast. If there is, like, the new name change will be known if I were to do the next episode, and I hope I had a guest along with it, or not, or else I would be doing it solo again. But I don't know. I don't really know. You know, I don't even know whether I'll continue this one after this. This is just a catch-up episode for this, because I just really feel like doing this episode for a really long time. You know, if any one of you is interested in coming in to guess, you know, you're more than welcome to just message me on Twitter at HexagonQ. That's my name. And yeah, you know, thank you for coming to the podcast. If anyone has listened to it, then, you know, any feedback would be greatly appreciated. Or else, if I'm listening to this from the future, you know, yeah, these are the things that you liked before. These are the mindsets that you thought of before. You might have changed in the future, you might, but it's still a pretty good thing to look back at, right? So with that, once again, thank you for tuning in, thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon.